In a world obsessed with scale, speed, and spectacle, there is something quietly radical about choosing small. This video explores a tiny home that does not shout for attention, but instead whispers stories of warmth, intention, and soul. Where small meets soul is not just a design concept, it is a philosophy. Wrapped in rustic charm, this home proves that architecture is not measured by square meters alone, but by how deeply it resonates with human experience, memory, and daily ritual. Tiny homes invite us to reevaluate what we truly need. By stripping away excess, they reveal the emotional core of living spaces. This rustic tiny home embraces that promise fully. Every corner serves a purpose, yet none feel utilitarian. Instead, the home feels intentional and soulful, reminding us that living small is not about sacrifice, but about clarity. It is about choosing depth over breadth and meaning over accumulation. Rustic design is often misunderstood as rough or outdated, but in this home, rustic charm becomes a refined language. Weathered wood, exposed textures, and honest materials tell a story of time and craftsmanship. Rather than hiding imperfections, the design celebrates them. Knots in timber, uneven grains, and subtle patinas become visual poetry, grounding the home in authenticity and warmth that modern minimalism alone often cannot provide. The exterior of this tiny home is modest, almost humble. A simple pitched roof, natural wood siding, and restrained detailing allow the house to blend seamlessly into its surroundings. Yet this simplicity carries emotional weight. It feels familiar, like a cabin remembered from childhood or a countryside retreat. The architecture does not dominate the landscape. It listens to it, respecting scale, nature, and context with quiet confidence. Crossing the threshold into this tiny home feels like stepping into a different rhythm of life. The transition from outside to inside is gentle and welcoming. Natural light filters through thoughtfully placed windows, while warm materials immediately embrace the senses. The entry is not grand, but it is deeply human. It signals that this is a place to slow down, to breathe, and to belong. The living area demonstrates how small spaces can feel expansive without physical size. Open sightlines, layered textures, and carefully chosen furniture create a sense of flow. Nothing feels cramped because nothing is unnecessary. The rustic finishes soften edges and add emotional depth, transforming the room into a place for conversation, reflection, and quiet evenings. This is where small truly meets soul. Wood, stone, and metal are the primary materials shaping this home's identity. Their tactile qualities invite touch and interaction, making the space feel alive. Unlike synthetic finishes, these materials age gracefully, growing more beautiful over time. The architecture anticipates life happening within it. Scratches, marks, and wear are not flaws, but chapters in the home's evolving story. Natural light plays a crucial role in expanding the emotional footprint of the home. Windows are positioned not just for illumination, but for connection to trees, sky, and changing weather. Light shifts throughout the day, animating textures and casting gentle shadows. In a tiny home, light becomes an architectural companion, shaping mood and reinforcing the idea that even small spaces can feel open and alive. The kitchen is compact but deeply inviting. Open shelving replaces bulky cabinets, creating visual openness while showcasing everyday objects as part of the design. Wooden countertops, simple hardware, and handcrafted details transform routine cooking into a ritual. This kitchen is not about efficiency alone. It is about presence. It encourages slower meals, shared moments, and a renewed appreciation for daily life. The sleeping area is designed as a cocoon rather than a conventional bedroom. Lower ceilings, softer lighting, and enveloping materials create a sense of safety and calm. Rustic textures add warmth, while thoughtful proportions prevent the space from feeling confined. Here, the architecture supports rest not only physically, but emotionally, reminding us that true comfort comes from feeling held by our surroundings. In tiny homes, storage must be intelligent, but in this design, it is also discreet. Built-in solutions blend seamlessly into walls, stairs, and furniture. Rather than dominating the space, storage disappears into the architecture. This invisibility preserves visual calm and reinforces the home's soulful quality. Everything has a place, allowing the mind to rest as easily as the body. What makes this tiny home special is not flawless execution, but thoughtful craftsmanship. Hand-finished details and subtle irregularities give the space character. This approach rejects mass-produced uniformity in favor of individuality. The home feels made, not manufactured. It reminds us that architecture gains soul when human hands and care are visible, when design embraces imperfection as a form of honesty. This tiny home does not end at its walls. Outdoor views, natural ventilation, and a close relationship with the landscape extend the living experience beyond the interior. Rustic charm strengthens this bond, blurring the line between inside and out. Whether nestled in a forest or set on open land, the home feels rooted, as if it truly belongs where it stands. Beyond energy efficiency or material choices, this home embodies emotional sustainability. It supports a lifestyle that values balance, mindfulness, and well-being. By reducing physical clutter, it creates mental clarity. By emphasizing warmth and authenticity, it nurtures emotional resilience. This is sustainability not just for the planet, but for the people who live within the space every day. Every element of this home is designed around daily rituals: morning coffee by the window, evening light filtering through with slats, quiet moments of reflection. The architecture does not impose itself but gently supports these rhythms. In doing so, it elevates the ordinary into something meaningful. This is where design transcends function and becomes part of life itself. Despite its size, this tiny home has a strong identity. It is instantly recognizable, not because of bold gestures, but because of consistency and intention. Rustic charm is woven into every decision, from material selection to spatial flow. The result is a home that feels complete and confident, proving that scale has nothing to do with presence. This tiny home offers valuable lessons for contemporary architecture. It challenges the assumption that bigger is better and reminds designers to focus on experience over excess. It shows how restraint, material honesty, and emotional awareness can create spaces that truly serve people. In a rapidly changing world, these lessons feel more relevant than ever. Architecture becomes powerful when it tells a story, and this home tells one of simplicity, warmth, and intention. Every design choice contributes to a narrative of slowing down and reconnecting with nature, with craft, and with oneself. The rustic charm is not decorative, it is narrative-driven, shaping how the home is felt as much as how it is seen. Luxury in this home is quiet and understated. It is found in comfort, in atmosphere, and in emotional richness. There are no extravagant finishes or unnecessary features. Instead, luxury emerges through coherence and care. This approach redefines what it means to live well, suggesting that true luxury is feeling at peace in the space you call home. In conclusion, this tiny home wrapped in rustic charm is more than an architectural object. It is a way of living. It proves that when design is guided by soul, even the smallest spaces can feel expansive, meaningful, and deeply human. Where small meets soul is not just a title, but a reminder that great architecture begins not with size, but with intention, empathy, and heart.